Hello, this is Kenny. Welcome to Theory Lesson number 7. In this lesson, I want to discuss flats and some more keys, but I want to use the circle of fifths, which I discussed briefly. Maybe it was Theory Lesson 3, maybe. I'm not sure. But I'm going to be using the circle of fifths quite a bit in the next few theory lessons because it is very powerful. But today I only wanted to give you a brief introduction to it and scales that use the flat notes. Now, I did tell you what a flat is, all right? We've been mostly using sharps, this thing here, right? Okay, a sharp, it's kind of the tic-tac-toe board, all right? But this is the flat, and I don't know how to describe it. It looks kind of like what would you say, half a heart or something? If you put a whole heart here with a stick. These are old symbols. You don't have to know where they came from. They've been around for 1,000 years, and we don't really know why. But what a flat is a sharp, if you recall. Say you were down here, and you played a note. The sharp would actually be the next note up, the semitone up, okay? All right? A flat, okay, I'm going to hit the note B there. It's just completely opposite. It goes down one semitone. Completely opposite. All right? So if you played those two, it's just B going down to B flat. Very simple, all right? So that's what I have here. I have the note B and B flat. Okay? And, it's very simple. But again, where the confusion lies sometimes is here, for example, okay? I put a C and a C flat, all right? Now, here's the note C on the piano. I'll mark it here. All right, now where would C flat go? Well, it seems a bit strange, but C flat actually just goes down one semitone. And guess what? It's the note B. All right, that is confusing, all right? But if you played that C, it's just one semitone down. It's just the way notation works, but I don't want you to get confused about that. It's, just like when you had a B, for example, and you wanted B sharp, all right? It would be here. So B sharp would be C, okay? Now, likewise, if you look at here, F flat, where do you think it would be? Here's F, all right? And we're just down to this next semitone down. It's E. All right, it's not a black note, but E flat, however, if you were on E, you would go down one to E flat. All right, just don't get confused about the black notes and the white notes. We're talking semitones, and that's the only thing you have to worry about. All right, so if you go down from D, you're going to go to D flat. All right. Okay, that's really what I had to tell you about flats and sharps. But other than the fact that if you look here, okay, for example, here we have the note A, okay? And all of a sudden, I want A sharp, okay? There it is, A sharp, all right? You can play those. All right? But if I'm on the note B and I go down the semitone to B flat, all right? Well, guess what? Those are the exact same note on the piano. A sharp and B flat are the same note. And you'll see more when we get into circle of fifths why you can have two different names for the same note. I know this gets confusing when you're not used to too much music, and it gets even worse, actually. There's such things called double sharps and double flats. I'm not going to get anywhere near that right now. But for now, that is a little bit on flats. Now we will move on to the circle of fifths. Okay, now I've switched the picture, and we now have the big circle of fifths, which was probably showed you before, just briefly. And this will be brief too. I only want to get you introduced to it because this thing is so powerful. And You know, there's so many lessons in it, but right now I just want to get the very simple principles of it. You'll notice it's a big circle, and if you even count the letters here, C, G, D, A, you'll notice there's 12, all right? Which is the same number as a clock, and in a lot of ways it looks like a clock, okay? But it's not really. What we have here, let's start at the letter C, okay? And I'll use the piano down here just to make sure we are understanding. We're going up a perfect fifth to the G, all right? Now it would be easy to say it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going up 5, but I don't like to do that because that's missing out the black notes. I want to count the semitones, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 semitones, all right, to make that perfect fifth. And if you remember the ear training lessons, and in lesson, I think the last lesson in piano, what's the fifth? It's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, remember? But that's a perfect fifth. And it goes up from G. And you go up another perfect fifth from G. That's 8 semitones again. 8 semitones, that's there. You'll hit the D, which is over here. And do it again, you're going to hit the A, which is over here. And you keep going from E to B. And I'm not going to get confused here because it starts really getting confused. So we'll leave this for a later lesson. But what I want to point out here is in the key of G, all right, you've got 1 sharp and F sharp. And then you move up the key of D, you add another sharp, the C sharp. So you have F sharp, C sharp. And you go up to an A, now F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. And so on. It keeps adding sharps all the way up. Now, this goes all the way around, and it gets confusing because we start getting into those crazy flats, all right? And these keys are easier to write in flats, all right? And there's a reason for that. But when we're going around here, I just want you to notice right from here. I want to start on F, okay? And move up to the C, all right? This is actually, looks like it's going down a fifth, but it really is going up a fifth from F because we went all the way around here, all right? But here we have the flat. F major has 1 flat, B flat, okay? And if we go down here, going the opposite way, these are actually going down another fifth, all right? You go up fifths going this way, down fifths going this way. So now we have 2 flats. Just like we went to 2 sharps, we have 2 flats. So the key of B flat has 2 flats. And the key of E flat has 3 flats. B flat, E flat, and A flat. All right? Now this is the reason that it's so confusing here is that these flat keys, they do, there's actually one right here at the bottom. It's G flat and F sharp. They're the same scale, okay? It's just easier to notate these keys. So the key of F going up there to C is a perfect fifth. The one thing I did want to notice though here is this key of B flat here. All right. Let's put a B flat down on our piano down here, okay? We got the B flat to F. Now, if you had gone down a perfect fifth and you thought it was a B, if you thought it was B, all right, let's see what would happen if it was B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that's not the 8 semitones we were talking about. What you want is the 8 semitones, so there you've got that B flat. That's the 8 semitones. And there is a perfect fifth. And it, again, has that same sound. Okay, even though that's in the key of B flat. And this keeps going around too. It's confusing, I know, but I don't want to get it too confused at all. Just to let you know that this way it goes around, you're adding sharps. If you go counterclockwise, you are adding flats. The last thing I want to mention about these is, if you notice here, the little letters, Remember in the lessons on major and minor, major is capital, minor is the small letter. And remember, your major key, all right, your C major key, for example, if you go down 3 semitones, you will find your relative minor, which is A minor. And we have it here. And the same things that apply for the major ones completely apply for the minor keys too. So A minor has no key signature. E minor has the 1 sharp because it's related to G. B minor has the 2 sharps because it's related to D. And if we go the other way, F minor has a relative minor of F major has the relative minor of D minor. And these go in fifths completely too. Just the same way. To count them the same way. But again, so for example, if you were going from A minor to E minor, that's 8 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And the same thing from here to D minor to A minor, you would have, let's just put that differently, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the key of D minor, if you look at it carefully, will have the same key signature as F major. Hopefully that's not too confusing. This thing is so powerful, the circle of fifths. I will be going back to it many times because it does more than just tell you the keys. It's actually much more valuable than that. But for now, that's enough. Don't want to fill up your brain too much with this nonsense. Thank you.